Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Sthapitam Nina Bhutale Svantupadambihyam Dadati Swapadatitam Vandeham Shri Guru Shikta Padakamanam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagrana Raghunatham Sajivam Sadvaitam Savaduttam Harijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Shri Shakantam Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namami Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shubhadi Shatadi Shatarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Yadvaita Gadadara Shiva Sadhu Pura Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Pranasi Chanapati Gopesha Gita Kandara Kandana Namo Brahmana Devaya Brahmana Hidaya Jagathidaya Krishna Govinda Saptakanchana Gaurani Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanste Devi Pranamami Namo Bhagavate Nyaya Krishna Padaya Krishna Vancha Kalpata Vishya Prasad Vijay Karan Ramani Vaishnavi Vinna Are you audible?
Hare Krishna Mataji, there's a lot of breaking Mataji. I don't know if it's just for me or others too.
Yes, true. Yes, Mataji, there is some disturbance.
I think I How is it now? Better?
Better, Mataji.
Yes. Hare Krishna. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtikim Mukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Girim Yatkrupatamaham Vande Paramananda Madhavam Shri Guru Deenadayanam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare 29, right? Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 10 Chapter 2 Prayers of Demigods and verse 29 Bibharshi Rupani Avabodha Atma Kshemaya Lokasya Characharasya Satvopapannani Sukhavahani Satamavadrani Muhu Kalanam Bibharshi Rupani Avabodha Atma
Bibharshi Rupani Avabodha Atma
Kshemaya Lokasya Characharasya
Kshemaya Lokasya Characharasya
Satvopapannani Sukhavahani
Satvopapannani Sukhavahani
Satamabhadrani Muhukkalanam
Satam bhadrani mukhalanan
बिभर्षि रूपाणि अवबोध आत्मा
Bharshi Rupani Avabodha Atma
क्षेमाय लोकस्य चराचरस्य
Shemaya Lokasya Saracharasya
सत्त्वोपपन्नानि सुखावहानि
Satvopaponnani Sukhavahani
सतामभद्राणि मुहुः
Satam Bhadrani Mukhalanan.
Thank you. Sweena Mataji.
Mataji, I'm driving. Can someone else read? I'll read the next one.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, Mataji, I will.
Yeah. Yes, Prabhu. Please.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. O Lord, you are always in full knowledge, and to bring all good fortune to all living entities, you appear in different incarnations, all of them transcendental to the material creation. When you appear in these incarnations, you are pleasing to the pious and religious devotees, but for non-devotees, you are the annihilator. This verse explains why the Supreme Personality of Godhead appears as an incarnation again and again. The incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead all function differently, but their main purpose is Parityana Sadhunama Vinashaya Gachacha Duskritam, to protect the devotees and to annihilate the miscreants. Yet, even though the Duskritis or miscreants are annihilated, this is ultimately good for them. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Yeah. So this is the verse which Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkrutam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. Right? So the Lord appears in every millennium in order to protect the devotees and to annihilate the miscreants. So this is the verse which is saying that. And also Krishna says that whenever there is irreligion, yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati, when there is a decline in religious activities or then also the Lord appears, right? Yada yada hi dharmasya glanir bhavati bharata abhyuddhanava dharmasya tadatmanam srujamyaham. So he appears out of his own will. So it is said here, Krishna is in, O Lord, Devatas are saying that you are in full knowledge. So what are the other opulences of Lord? This is one of the opulences, right? Krishna has 6 opulences. So what are they?
Full strength, full beauty, full renunciation.
Okay, we'll go one by one. Any examples for that? So full beauty. What example can we say for Lord? Full beauty.
He's as beautiful as many millions of cupids. I've heard
yes.
that.
Yeah. So it is from Brahma Samhita. You know, anyone know the verse? It says that, yeah.
Venum kvanantamaravinda barhanam samasitam samatsundarangam kandarpakoti.
Radhavatansam.
Yeah. Kandarpakotikamaniya vishesha shobham
Shobham.
Govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami.
Yes, so nice. Yeah, so the Lord says that, Lord Brahma says that the Cupid is said to be a most beautiful species among all species, all the living entities, but it is said that Krishna's beauty surpasses thousands of beauty of beauty of the Cupids. So such is the beauty of the Lord, and that is why Krishna is called as Krishna means Akarshati iti Krishna. So Krishna used to attract everyone in Vrindavan, right? Everybody, and it is said once Krishna is so beautiful, and everybody were explaining in the, like they were discussing in Vrindavan, and then one thief was hearing, and they were like Krishna had so much of jewels on him and all that. So that person wanted to steal, right? All the jewels. So he went and then he found the Lord, and then he wanted to take away all the jewels, all the precious ornaments he was wearing. Yashoda Maya had put on him. So when he went, Krishna said, because he was acting as a child, right? As a normal child. He said, my mother will scold me, so I will not be able to give you, right? I can't give you, no? Like he denies, and then finally, then after that, he agrees, gives it off. But then they said, by after seeing his face, beautiful face, he actually forgot to steal. I mean, he didn't wanted to take no? He says that you come tomorrow and take it. Krishna says something like that. And then he didn't want it to, like after he says. And yes, so the Lord is so beautiful. And what is the next one? All beauty and so okay, all knowledge. What is all
strength,
knowledge?
all
You can,
knowledge,
huh? Yeah.
all knowledge,
So
all
all
strength.
knowledge. Hmm?
He remembers everything, our past lives also, and uh, everything, and we don't remember anything.
Anything. Even we can't remember what happened yesterday at a certain point of time. If somebody asks, we have to think and tell, right? And that too, we may not be able to tell. So Krishna is in full knowledge, so highest knowledge. So all the branches of knowledge, whatever is there, be it material or spiritual, it has come from the Lord only, right? So yes, nice. So what is the next opulence of the Lord? So we discussed all beauty, all knowledge. What are the other four?
All renunciation, all power, Mother.
Okay, all powerful. So, what examples from the past tense of the Lord?
He lifted Govardhan hill.
Yes, he lifted the Govardhan hill. And how old was the Lord in that time? Krishna was how old?
7.
7 years.
Yeah, 7. Just 7 years, and with a little finger, no? That too, with a little finger, it is said he lifted for how many days and how many nights he holded? That
7 days.
7 days, 7 nights.
yeah, such a huge, no? And it is said, like even if when you do parikrama, it is more than 19 kilometers, 19 to 21 they say around. So huge it is. And Krishna protected all the Brajvasis, when Indra was flooding rains over them. So that time Krishna lifted and he saved. So much strength Krishna has. And and yes, and what are the other three?
All beauty.
All beauty we
Strength.
discussed.
Strength.
Yes, all strength. All strength we just discussed. No? All strength. All
All knowledge.
renunciation. Someone. All
All
knowledge is over. All renunciation, right? So how did Krishna show that? All renunciation. What is renunciation means?
Be
Not
detached.
being attached to the material things.
Yes, not being attached to materialistic. Yes. So how did Krishna exhibit this quality? Even in both avatars, even in Rama avatar also we see how the Lord exhibited renunciation, and also in the Krishna avatar. What did he do?
Sri Rama left his kingdom to go to the forest.
Yes. So that was, we all know that the previous day he was told, right, that he will be made the king of Ayodhya. And within some time, his father the next day comes, and because of the promise he had given to his third wife, Kaikeyi, so he says that you will not be able to be, crowned as a king, and also you have to go to forest. But it is said that time he didn't have any no, even uh, uh, he didn't feel anything, like a little bit also. The Lord didn't show any sadness or anything, and he was so much detached and very happily he accepted. It's not very sadly he accepted. Yes, it's all his Leela only, because he had other purpose for which this was necessary, that he had to leave, right? So that is other part. Okay, so that is detachment. And then how about Krishna, in Lord Krishna's Leela? Detachment. Has Krishna shown detachment?
He had
Yes,
left
sir.
Gopis
Correct.
and went to
Yes.
Dwarka.
Yes. And then it is said that he never returned, right? Though Acharyas say that Krishna always eternally present in Praja, that is to enhance the love of devotees for them. But then yes, so materially when we see that Krishna never returned, so that is renunciation. So what is left? All fame, no? All fame means famous. So this Bhagavad Gita knowledge, Krishna says in Bhagavad chapter 5 that it was told to sun god 120 million years ago. But even till today, I mean 5,000 years back it was told to Arjuna, but till today we are discussing about Bhagavad Gita, right? It's so famous is the Lord. So rest all when we take, I mean there is some over the time people forget all the famous personalities and everyone, but then Krishna's fame is in all the three worlds. It is said that the devotees of the Lord, the pure, like Narada Muni, he always sings the glories of the Lord and he tried to make people Krishna conscious, right? So anything left, or we did all beauty, all strength, all fame, all knowledge, all renunciation, and what was the other one?
All strength.
All strength. Okay. So these are the, so this is what the Devatas are praising the Lord. So that Lord comes to protect the devotees and annihilate the miscreants, and he is in full knowledge. So whatever Prabhupada says, even though he is annihilating the non-devotees, still it is not bad for them, because the Lord is all good. Even his annihilation is also good, because whoever died in front of Lord in the Kurukshetra, they all attained liberation, it is said. So it's always good, the actions of the Lord.
Mataji, if I can add, I was just recently listening to Kaliya episode, and in that the instructor was saying how he is merciful to both demons and the devotees. So he first saved his friends from the poisonous water, and then he saved the water from the poison, and then he saved Kalia from Garuda, and then he saved Garuda too so he could eat. So it's not like he's punishing anybody. He's helping everybody, even the bad ones and the good ones. So
Yes. Yeah. So just like no, Nityo Nityanam Chetanas Chetananam, because he is the one who is feeding everyone or protect. I mean, he is taking care of everyone, all the living, because Krishna is equal to everyone. But no, it is said, Krishna also says, I am equal to everyone, but I am friend to the one who is friend to me. Like who is a devotee, they get special mercy. Krishna says that. Text 30. We go to the next one. Vai ambuja shakhila sattva-dhamni samadhina-veshita chetasaike tvatpada-potena mahat-kritena kurvanti govasta padam bhavabdhim. Vai ambujaksha khila sattva-dhamni
Tvai
Svayambhujakshakhil
Ambuja
sattva-dhamni
Samadhina Veshita Chetasaiке.
Samadhina
Samadhinaveशितचेतसैके
त्वत्पादपोतेन महत्कृतेन
Tvatpadapoteena
महत्कृतेन
Mahakriteena
कुर्वन्ति गोवत्सपदं भवाब्धिम्
कुर्वन्ति
Kurvanti Govotsapadam
पदं
Bhavati.
त्वयि अम्बुजाक्ष किल सत्त्वधाम्नि
Vai Ambujaksha Kila Satpadami
समाधिनाश्वेषितचेतसैके
Samadhina Chetasaike
त्वत्पादपोतेन महत्कृतेन
Tvatpadapoteena
महत्कृतेन
Mahakriteena
कुर्वन्ति गोवत्सपदं भवाब्धिम्
कुर्वन्ति
Kurvanti Govotsapadam
वत्सपदाभिः
Who wants to read?
Can I read, Mataji?
Yeah.
Translation by Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O lotus-eyed Lord, by concentrating one's meditation on your lotus feet, which are the reservoir of all existence, and by accepting those lotus feet as the boat by which to cross the ocean of nescience, one follows in the footsteps of Mahajanas, great saints, sages, and devotees. By this simple process, one can cross the ocean of nescience as easily as one steps over the hoofprint of a calf. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The true mission in life is to cross the ocean of nescience of repeated birth and death. Those in the darkness of ignorance, however, do not know this mission. Instead, being carried away by the waves of material nature, Prakrite Kriyamanani Gunai Karmani Sarvashaha. They are undergoing the tribulations of Mrityu Samsara Vartmani, repeated birth and death. But persons who have achieved knowledge by the association of devotees follow the Mahajanas, Mahatkritena. Such a person always concentrates his mind upon the lotus feet of the Lord and executes one or more of the 9 varieties of devotional service Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam. Simply by this process, one can cross the insurmountable ocean of nescience. Devotional service is powerful in any form. Sri Vishnoho Shravane Parikshid Abhavad Vayasaki Kirtane. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.265. According to this verse, Maharaja Parikshit became liberated by fully concentrating his mind on hearing the Lord's holy name, attributes, and pastimes. Similarly, Sukdev Goswami simply glorified the Lord, and by speaking on the subject matters of Krishna that constitute the entire Srimad Bhagavatam, he too was liberated. One may also be liberated simply by sakya, friendly behavior with the Lord. Such is the power of devotional service, as we learn from the example set by the Lord's many pure devotees. Swayam Burnara Dashambhu Kumaraha Kapilo Manahu Prahlado Janako Bhishmo Balirvaya Sakirvayam. Bhagavatam 6.3.20. We have to follow in the footsteps of such devotees, for by this one easy process, one can cross the great ocean of nescience just as one might cross a small hole created by the hoof of a calf. Here, the Lord is described as Ambujaksha or lotus-eyed. By seeing the eyes of the Lord, which are compared to lotus flowers, one becomes so satisfied that one does not want to turn his eyes to anything else. Simply by seeing the transcendental form of the Lord, a devotee is at once fully absorbed in the Lord in his heart. This absorption is called samadhi. Dhyana vasthita tadgatena manasa pashyantit yam yoginaha. Bhagavatam 12.13.1. A yogi is fully absorbed in thoughts of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for he has no other business than to think of the Lord always within the heart. It is also said, Samashritaye padapada pada pallavaplavam mahatpadam punya yasho murarehe bhavam buddhidvatsa padam param padam padam yat vipadam na tesham. For one who has accepted the boat of the lotus feet of the Lord, who is the shelter of the cosmic manifestation and is famous as Murari, the enemy of the demon Mura, the ocean of the material world is like the water contained in a calf's hoofprint. His goal is Parampadam or Vaikunta, the place where there are no material miseries, nor the place where there is danger at every step. Bhagavatam 10.14.58. This process is recommended here by authorities like Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. Swayambhu Narada Shambhu. And therefore, we must take to this process in order to transcend nescience. This is very easy, but we must follow in the footsteps of great personalities, and then success will be possible. In regard to the word Mahatkritena, it is also significant that the process shown by great devotees is not only for them but also for others. If things are made easy, this affords facility for the person who has made them easy and also for others who follow the same principles. The process recommended in this verse for crossing the ocean of nescience is easy not only for the devotee but also for common persons who follow the devotee. Mahajano yena gatatsa pantaha. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Translation. O lotus-eyed Lord, by concentrating one's meditation on your lotus feet, which are the reservoir of all existence, and by accepting those lotus feet as the boat by which to cross the ocean of nescience, one follows in the footsteps of Mahajans, great saints, sages, and devotees. By this simple process, one can cross ocean of nescience as easily as one steps over the hoof print of a calf. So this verse explains how to advance in spiritual life or to follow the principles or to get uh, the taste in devotional service also without taking the instructions of the Mahajans. One cannot survive in the devotional service, right? So these Mahajans, the 9 Mahajans, who are the 9 Mahajans?
12 Mahajan Mataji.
Sorry, 12 Mahajans.
Lord Brahma, it is there in that
Brahma.
shloka 6.3.2.
Yes. Swayambhu, Narada, Shambhu.
Narada, and Lord Shiva.
Swayambhu is Lord
Kumar,
Brahma.
4 Kumaras, then Kapila Dev Maharaj, then Prahlad Maharaj, Janaka Maharaj, Bhishma Pitama, Bhishma Pitama, Bali Maharaj,
Bali Maharaj,
Vyasa,
and then
Vyasa Deva.
Vyachan, Yamraja.
I think
Shukdev
Shukadev Goswami. Vyasa is not there, I think, in that. Yeah. Vyasa is not mentioned there. Though is Saksha Vaishya Avatar of the Lord.
Which one, Mataji? Yash?
Vyasa is not there. Vyasadev is not there. It is
Vyasadev.
Shukadev Goswami.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mataji. Sukadev
Goswami. So these are the Mahajans. And also like the great saints, sages, like we have Acharyas, Goswamis, right? What are the 6 Goswamis? Famous Goswamis.
Rupa Goswami, Sanatan Goswami, Raghunath Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Dasa Goswami,
Dasa Goswami.
Jiva Goswami.
Jiva Goswami.
Jiva Goswami. And Gopala Bhatta Goswami.
Gopala
right?
Goswami.
So, there's a verse, no, which is easy, like for you to remember who are the people. Anyone knows the verse? Shri Rupa Sanatana. Shri Rupa Sanatana Bhatta Raghunatha. Shri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasa Raghunatha. No, Raghunath Das Goswami also. So these are the 6 Goswamis, and we know like we need not have to refer those books. Yeah, we have Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami Prabhupada. But apart from that, whatever we read in Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita, Prabhupada has already taken from all the great saintly people. And he has referred so many books and he has made it easy for us. And if we are able to just read them in association of devotees also, we will be benefited, right? So here Krishna's everything like feet, eyes, everything is compared to lotus. There is one more verse by Kunti Maharani where Lord's is comparing to the lotus. What is the anyone knows the verse? Namo Pankajanabhaya. Right? Let me read that. Nama Pankajanaphaya, Nama Pankajamaline, Nama Pankajanetraya, Namaste Pankajangrahe. It says, my respectful obeisances are unto you, O Lord, whose abdomen is marked with the depression like a lotus flower, who are always decorated with garlands of lotus flower, whose glance is as cool as lotus, and whose feet are engraved with lotuses. So Krishna is compared here to the lotus flower, and here the devatas are also saying that. So the even the sages or the devotees always want to meditate upon the lotus feet of the Lord, right? And it is said, Krishna also says, like all, we see that in a pastime where Krishna is as in a Bala, Krishna, Bala avatar, like he's lying on a banana leaf, right? During annihilation, during the period of annihilation. So he was tasting his own food, no? It is said like, because Krishna wanted to see like why the devotees are saying, they want to become a dust of his lotus feet. So Krishna was tasting his own sweetness. So yeah, so we know like to who came in Kali Yuga to taste his own sweetness. Krishna. How did Krishna come in Kali Yuga to know his own sweetness?
As Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Yeah, it's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, right? So this is one of the internal reasons. So externally we all know he came because of the call of Advaita Acharya and to give this Sankirtana movement. But then internally there are different reasons. So which says he wanted to know his own sweetness. One is to know the love of Radha, and also to know his own sweetness. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes. Krishna comes as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, and he gives the chanting of holy names, right? So, Prabhupada is giving here that one can make one's life perfect just by following the guidelines and instructions given by these acharyas, and any of the one or more, if we are able to follow the devotional service. Shravanam, what are the 9 processes? Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam, right? So these are the 9 varieties of devotional service. And even if we are able to do one or more, like we do chanting, right? What chanting comes under what? Is it Shravanam or Kirtanam?
Kirtanam.
It's
Both,
Yes.
Mataji.
Mataji.
We
Because
can
we
hear
hear
both.
what you're chanting.
Correct. So when we do loud chanting, so it's also Shravanam also, right? We are hearing. That is why we have to chant loudly so that we can hear also. So we hear and chant. And so who are the acharyas for this Shravanam? Who was hearing about the glories of the
Parikshit
Lord?
Maharaj.
Yeah,
Parikshit
so
Maharaj.
Parikshit Maharaj, right? When he was like about to die in 7 days, he heard about the pastimes of the Lord. So 7 days and 7 nights, that too it is said, without food and water, was sitting and hearing. So Shravanam. And he was able to achieve the destination. So like Prabhupada says, so the mission of life is to get over this repeated birth and death. No? And who is the other for Kirtanam?
Sukdev Goswami.
Sukadeva Goswami, yes. And so there are many people who come in inside Bhagavatam also, like Sukadeva Goswami explaining about Maitreya Muni, like Vidura meeting Maitreya and their discussions. So all of them are like doing Kirtan or glories of the Lord, right? Inside many stories we hear like that. So that main Acharya is Sukadeva Goswami, who said this Bhagavatam to Parikshit Maharaj. And Vishnu Smarana, who was always meditating upon the Lord, Vishnu.
Prahlad Maharaj.
Yes, Prahlad Maharaj, always remembering the Lord. Padasevana.
Mahalakshmi.
Yes, Mahalakshmi.
Mahalakshmi.
Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam. No, Brahma Samhita says Lakshmi Sahasra Shata Sambrama Sevyamanam. No, Govinda Madhipurusham. So, the thousands of Lakshmis are always serving the Lord in Vaikuntha. So always we see in all the pictures when Lord Vishnu is lying and the Ananta Shisha, Mother Lakshmi is doing the massaging the feet of the Lord. Pada Sevanam. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu Smaranam Pada Sevanam. Archanam. Who is Archanam?
King Prithvi Mata.
Yeah,
King
he
Prithvi.
said King Prithu did the elaborate worship of the Lord. Yes. And then Pada Sevanam. Vandanam.
Vandanam. Vandanam is
Vandana
Akrur.
means paying obeisances. Akrura. Okay. Dasyam.
Dasyam serving the, obeying the
Yeah, in the servitor Lord.
Hanuman.
No?
Hanuman.
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 Dasyam. Sakyam.
Arjuna is Sakhi.
Yeah, Arjuna,
Arjuna.
Gopas. No? Yeah. And Sakyam. Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam. Atmanivedanam,
Atmanivedanam.
right? Yeah.
Bali Maharaj.
Bali
Bali
Maharaj.
Maharaj.
Yeah.
Bali Maharaj.
Bali Maharaj gave his life for the Lord. These are the great personalities. So when we hear about their pastimes through Bhagavatam, like we in Bhagavatam specialities like we hear about the Lord's pastime and his intimate pastimes with the devotees, his pure devotees, how the interaction with the devotees, like Lord's interaction with those pure devotees and how and there are so many other devotees like how they changed because of coming into association of the Lord, how from a materialistic uh, life they completely became the devotees, right? Like we know like the Valmiki and Bilva Mangala Thakur and so many other. So how we can take inspiration, like even if um, we are not a pure devotees, but by association, by taking the like it starts with the chanting, right? Chanting of the holy name. So whatever the guidelines has been given to us to chant 16 rounds every day and in the try to fix if there should be a fixed time, so then we won't miss it, right? So if we miss that time, it becomes very difficult. Like personally, sometimes due to some reasons, or if I am outstation and I'm not able to complete it in the morning completely, then it becomes very difficult sometimes to finish later. So always it is advised to do in the Brahma Muhurta so that we are set for the day. Prabhupada says once we complete the 16 rounds, so then Krishna will take care. Like Maya cannot affect you the whole day. So, but it also depends on our quality of chanting, right? So that is the chanting and then reading Prabhupada books. So at least 5 or 10 verses a day. Bhagavatam, if we are able to make a habit that every day I will read it. So then we get the association of Srila Prabhupada directly, right? Because Prabhupada says, I am in my books. Prabhupada is there. So if we are not able to get any other association, and it's the best association to have of Srila Prabhupada, reading Prabhupada books and Shravanam so yeah. So and so with all these people, what they have teaching us, so they are giving us the showing the path for devotional service, which is the highest, and only by devotional service, by taking surrender unto Krishna, only one can cross the birth and death. So there's a verse in Bhagavatam which says, which is said by Rishabhadev to his sons, that one should not become a guru, no? Guru nasasya Swajanam na sasyat, right? Pita na sasyat, janani na sasyat, daivam na sasyat, patischa sasyat, right? So he says, one should not become a spiritual master if or one should not become a guru na sasyat, swajanam na sasyat, one should not be a relative. So one cannot be said that he is my relative. Somebody is relative, then we are supposed to, that is what the Bhagavatam says. So one should introduce them to Krishna conscious. And Janani, and then one should not become a king, not king, right? Pitana Sasya, the father or mother, and then even the demigods, that God, it is a Daivam. If any there, the Devatas are also like, when we worship the devatas, if they are not leading us, right, they are not directing us towards Vishnu, then even they should not become a demigod also. It is said, Daivam na sasyat, you know. So and Patischa, even the husband. If a husband is not able to bring his wife out of this repeated birth and death, so what does it say? Samupetya Mrityu. If they are not, they should not become, they should not claim themselves to be in that position if they're not able to bring their dependents out of repeated birth and death. So it is said here. So that is the reason why the great personalities always meditate upon the Lord, because they don't want to come into this materialistic life, right? We'll go to the next verse. Verse 31. Swayam samuttirya sudushtaram dhyuman bhavarnavam bhimam adharpa sauradaha bhavatpadambhoruha navamatrate nidhaya yatha sad anugraho bhavan swayam samutirya sudustaram dyuman
Vayam samutriyam sudustaram dyuman
Bhavarnavam bhimam adhaprasauhridaha.
bhavarnavam bhimam adhaprasauhridaha
Bhavatpadamboruhanavamatrate
bhavatpadam bhoruhanavamatrate
nidhaya yata sad anugraho bhavan.
nidhaya yata sad anugraho bhavan.
Yeah. Translation. Yes, who will read?
May I, Mataji?
Yeah.
Translation by His Divine Grace, A.C. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. O Lord, who resemble the shining sun, you are always ready to fulfill the desire of your devotee, and therefore you are known as a desire tree, Vancha Kalpataru. When acharyas completely take shelter under your lotus feet in order to cross the fierce ocean of nuisance, they leave behind on earth the method by which they cross. And because you are very merciful to your other devotees, you accept this method to help them. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. This statement reveals how the merciful acharyas and the merciful Supreme Personality of Godhead together help the serious devotee who wants to return home back to Godhead. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in his teachings to Rupa Goswami said, Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasad Paye Bhakti Lata Bija. Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya 19.151. One can achieve the seed of Bhakti Lata, devotional service, by the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The duty of the Guru is to find the means according to the time the circumstances, and the candidate by which one can be induced to render devotional service, which Krishna accepts from a candidate who wants to be successful in going back home, back to Godhead. After wandering throughout the universe, a fortunate person within this material world seeks shelter of such a guru or acharya who trains the devotee in the suitable ways to render service according to the circumstances so that the Supreme Personality of Godhead will accept the service. This makes it easier for the candidate to reach the ultimate destination. The Acharya's duty, therefore, is to find the means by which devotees may render service according to references from Shastra. Rupa Goswami, for example, in order to help subsequent devotees, published such devotional books as Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Thus, it is the duty of the Acharya to publish books that will help future candidates take up the method of service and become eligible to return home, back to Godhead, by the mercy of the Lord. In our Krishna consciousness movement, the same path is being prescribed and followed. Thus, the devotees have been advised to refrain from 4 sinful activities: illicit sex, intoxication, meat eating, and gambling, and to chant 16 rounds a day. There are bona fide instructions. These are bona fide instructions because in the Western countries, constant chanting is not possible. One should not artificially imitate Haridasa Thakura, but should follow this method. Krishna will accept a devotee who strictly follows the regulative principles and the method prescribed in the various books and literatures published by the authorities. The Acharya gives the suitable method for crossing the ocean of nations by accepting the boat of the Lord's lotus feet. And if this method is strictly followed, the followers will ultimately reach the destination by the grace of the Lord. This method is called Acharya Sampradaya. It is therefore said, Sampradaya Vihina ye mantraste nispala mata. Padma Purana. The Acharya Sampradaya is strictly bona fide. Therefore, one must accept the Acharya Sampradaya. Otherwise, one's endeavor will be futile. Srila Narottama Dasa Thakura therefore sings, Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanavasa Janame Janame Hai Ei Abhilasha. One must worship the lotus feet of the Acharya and live within the society of devotees. Then one's endeavor to cross over nations will surely be successful. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yes. So, yeah. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Sthane Sthita Titigata, like wherever place you are, whichever ashrama you are in, you can do the devotional service. But then it becomes easy when we have association of devotees. It could be online or offline. So if at least if we are able to find some nearby temple, it's good to have an association like locally, right? So like because when there is association with devotees, like association with devotees means association with the Lord, right? Because they make us not forget the Lord, right? So Krishna Surya Sama Maya Haya Andhakar. Jaha Krishna Vaha Mayaka Na Adhikar. So it is said in Chaitanya Charitamrita that Krishna is compared to the sun, right? Here also the Devatas are saying that, O Lord, who appear exactly like sun, eliminating the darkness of this world of ignorance, right? So, so whenever there is we discuss about the Lord. So what happens? Everything, all the inner spaciousness will go, right? When we take into the chant holy name of the Lord and take into devotional service. So all auspiciousness it is said. So chanting, how can practically we do? Like how the Acharyas has given us the 9 steps, right? What are the 9 steps? Starts with Shraddha. Shraddha, faith in the devotional service or faith in the Acharyas, right? Unless we have faith in Prabhupada, we won't be able to read Prabhupada books, correct? So we have that developed that initial faith, And then Shraddha Sadhu Sangha, association of devotees, right? Reading and hearing the association of devotees. Shraddha Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. Bhajana Kriya is chanting and reading, all this comes in Bhajana Kriya. Shraddha Sadhu Sangha, Bhajana Kriya. Anartha Nivritti. What is Anartha Nivritti? Nobody knows Anartha Nivritti.
Removal of sinful tendencies.
Yeah. Yes. So anything, we have so many unwanted desires also, right? So those also get slowly it get reduced and removed from our lives. So Krishna takes away those sinful tendencies and desires. And then we have Nishtha. Nishtha is to become steady in devotional service. So when we are steady and we are able to follow the 4 regulative principles and chant the 16 rounds, so then what happens? And offering hope to the Lord, having prasadam, all this. So we become fixed. We start getting the taste, that is ruchi, and then we get attachment, that is asakti, right? So even the love. So when we like someone also, so it is a gradual process, right? So when you hear about them, or you like them, or you take the association, and more you know about the activities, then only one likes the other person. So similar or exchange of love, right? Do some service to them, like it could be even like serving the children, or that's how the love develops. So similarly here with the Lord, so when we are constantly engaged in the devotional service, that attachment towards Lord develops, and then bhava. Bhava is love, and prema is pure love for the Lord. Bhava is said to be almost love, and prema is the love. So that is the aim, right? To achieve that, we are following all these 9 stages of Bhakti Yoga. So this is the purport which has been explained here. So Brahmanda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavanji Guru Krishna Prasade Paye Bhakti Lata Beach. So when someone is serious in devotional service, so Krishna will guide them to the right Guru. Right? Then only it's not easy to get Guru and Krishna's blessings or mercy. So it needs only a Bhagyavan Jeev, it is said. So Brahmanda Pramita. So but then by compassion of the Vaishnavas, we have got this knowledge. So but we have to be more steady in our devotional service to the Lord, so that we can come out of this cycle of birth and death. Okay, thank you. Hare Krishna. Thank you everyone for joining this session.
Hare
Thank you,
Krishna,
Mataji.
Madam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnava.